Once a year, Steele Rubber Products opens its doors to host an open house for their customers, and hundreds of the finest classic and custom cars in the Carolinas come out to play. Steele Rubber Products is an integral part of the automotive mecca surrounding the greater Charlotte area. Every September, Steele Rubber customers swing by the shop to show off their rides, and here's a sample starting with a rare and beautiful Buick.
My car is a 1961 Buick INVICTA BUBBLETOP. Kind of a rare car. They only made 6,300 of this car. To put it into perspective, the 61 Chevrolet BUBBLETOP, they made 178,000, and this particular car is 6,300, so 30-to-1 ratio. I've always loved the BUBBLETOP style, and seen many, as I said, 61 Chevys out there. About 8 or 9 years ago, I saw a Buick INVICTA BUBBLETOP, and I said, one day I'm going to have one of those cars. So I've been kind of searching off and on over the past few years, and I happened to find this one in Denver, Colorado. Got it, purchased it in September of 2015. It was an 87,000 mile car, in really good shape, about 99% rust free. So I got my hands on the car. We took it from there, stripped the car down, repainted it, redid the drive line, and the rest is history, I guess. Got the nail head. It's a 401 cubic inch nail head. The LeSabre in 61 came out with a 364, and then the Electra and the INVICTA had a 401 cubic inch nail head. These old things were torque monsters. They've got 445 foot-pounds of torque and about 330 horsepower. So it'll pull a stump out of the ground, I guess some people say. Buick, the one way you can tell a Buick always are the little markers here on the side. That's always a tip-off for a Buick. So for many, many years, Buick's always had portholes. I think the Electra, if I'm correct, had like 4 portholes back in the day. So that's one of the unique features of the Buick always. So when people walk up, they say, look, there's the porthole, so it's a Buick. It's really a cruiser. I built this car to cruise in. It's, you know, really a good driving, good riding car. So cruiser basically is what it was built for. Yeah, I'm a car guy, and you know, I'll never be happy with one car probably, but this one may be a keeper for a good while.
The Chevy Tri-5s are always popular with car show enthusiasts.
It's a Del Rey, 1956 Chevy Del Rey. I got the car about, probably close to 5 years ago, right before my mama passed away. And I took her for a ride in it, and she said, great. And I said, what, Mama? She said, this is like riding Miss Daisy. I said, well, kinda. It was done from 1954 to 1958. The emblem Del Rey was never put on a car until 58. And I hunted from the West Coast to Florida to find those emblems right there that's on the engine. Finally found them. They were terrible pitted. The guy that owned the car originally, brand new, was from Washington State. And he bought the car new, gave it to his son after, you know, he drove it for many years, and his son started hot rodding it up, you know, fixing it. He run out of money. So he bought a guy up in Illinois bought it. And so I seen it on Hot Rod Hotlines. You know, things just strike you sometimes, you know. So I called him up, we made a deal, had it shipped down here. And when they rolled it off the truck, I just almost cried. You know, it was just whatever I wanted, you know, after all these years. I have an emblem that's hanging up on the rearview mirror. They call it a dream catcher. That's my dream. It was caught. I'm right proud of the car. You know, my mom got to drive it before she passed away, and this is my baby. This is my baby. I'll probably end up keeping it, you know, but my dream days is over with. I've got everything I want, you know, in this car.
Here at Dream Rides, we believe that every car has a story.
Well, it's a 1914 Ford Model T Runabout. My grandfather bought it as a used car about 1917 or 18. We believe he paid $20 for it. He drove it until the mid-20s and was finally abandoned on the family farm in northern Michigan, where it sat outdoors through World War II. At the end of the war, my dad got his brother to sign it over to him, hauled the remains back to Minnesota and restored it. I remember walking around on the bare frame and whatnot in the 50s when I was 7, 10 years old. As my dad went through the restoration of this, he finished restoring it in 1953, and we've been driving it ever since. Well, you have to crank it to start it, so that's a little bit of a challenge. This one broke my uncle's arm back in the 20s when he was a teenager. People look at this thing on the running board and wonder, what's that? Well, you put calcium carbide crystals on the bottom, water in the top, open the valve, water drips on the calcium carbide and makes acetylene gas, which is forced through the red tube up into the headlights. Once the acetylene starts flowing, you open them, light them with a match. Oh, it's fun. It drives real nice. Generally, your cruising speed's about 25 miles an hour, so you pile up a pretty good crowd of cars behind you. Every chance I get, I have to pull over and wave them all by and then continue.
We still have lots more of Dream Rides to come, including a drag racing Dodge powered by a performance icon. We'll be right back with more from Steele Rubber Products. Dream Rides is being brought to you by Steele Rubber Products, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. Evap-O-Rust, super safe rust remover. Lizard Skin, spray your way to a cooler, quieter ride. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
So this is our 10th year having our open house, and the turnout today has been incredible. We have over 170 cars here, and that's just registered, so there's more coming in and out, and a huge variety of cars too. I mean, everything from, you know, the things you always see at the shows to some really extraordinary cars. I think it really does show our customers, because I mean, we cater to such a wide variety of cars. I mean, all the American makes, but we really cater to enthusiasts, car enthusiasts, and it really is, you know, people are out here having fun, and they're bringing their pride and joy with them. The variety here was so impressive. I mean, we have a Model T from 1914 all the way to a Shelby Cobra from 2017. We have over 100 years of cars here.
Time now for a taste of drag racing and a tribute to the hard-running Hemis from the 60s.
We have a 1965 Dodge Cornet Super Stock. When I was a kid in '65, I was 13 years old, and it's a car that really impacted me. My mom had the 4th of July party at the house, and my cousin Pat shows up with her new husband with one of these and asked me if I wanted to go for a ride. And I looked at him at 13 years old and says, yeah, I want to go for a ride. And it's under the hood. Basically what it is a replica of what they would have used in 1965 in the A990 cars. We do have an original one at the house. I don't want to drive it because of all the rare parts. So I decided that I would build what I thought was probably one of the most bad rides you could have in 1965. Really funny because just a short note, we took it up to the Shades of the Past last weekend, and the guy sitting to the right of me said, boy, if you had $2 for everybody that took a picture of that motor, he says, you do your next car for free. The wheels are rocket wheels. Basically, it is their as-cast design, and we liked it because it had that magnesium look. They're very difficult to keep clean because they are just a sandblasted aluminum, so it's tough to touch them in anything, but they really do pay tribute, you know, to wheels of the mid-60s. Back then, if you were a true hot rodder, I mean, you didn't need a stereo. I mean, you didn't need a heater. You didn't need windshield wipers. You know, I mean, you took all that out. So this car is a heater delete, radio delete, one windshield wiper. And what's cool is 50 years ago, that motor brought a smile to people's faces, and even today, that motor still brings a smile.
Up next is one of the most impressive custom trucks in the country.
It just started life as a 1936 one-ton Ford I bought it years ago because it had a valid title. And Before my wife passed away from breast cancer, she said no more trucks, so I cut off the cab and built the wood from scratch. We just started drawing, and then basically this is 11 months since she passed away. This is where I got in 11 months. We built everything from scratch. We did the frame's the original frame, but everything underneath of it I built. Did all the body work, did all the woodwork, just all the design is just kind of we use the attention of, we get everybody's opinion. We don't have to agree with them, and we just came up with this. But it took a lot of effort. The wood was in a house fire in '84. It's hard rock maple, mahogany, and the roof's all white oak wood. It's all rough sawn. It's all rough sawn material. You just cut it to size, figure out what you want. I don't know, 30 years ago, a lady said to me, a tree's not dead if you don't make something out of it. So this is part of showing a difference in it. All this had to be done, shaped, and installed by hand. It wasn't made super simple, okay? So everything was just our idea, and we just kind of came up with it. My son works with me, and there's about 3 guys at the time. Most of them were taking care of the other part of the business, and I was doing this because of going through what I'm going through. Kind of came across this idea, well, let's see what this infamous 12-valve Cummins is. I've never dealt with one. And we took that idea, I texted my brother, and a friend of his bought one within 2 days, and I was out of the country. And when I got back to the shop, I had this motor, and everybody said, you can't, you can't, you can't. And I'm the type of person is, to hell with you, I'll show you how it's done. So we kind of juggled and got it into a point, and that's where we're at.
Stay with us. When we return to Dream Rides, we'll look at a luxurious 1933 Cadillac that has had a top-to-bottom restoration. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Dream Rides. With hundreds of cars here at the Steele Rubber Products Open House, there are magnificent machines everywhere you turn. Next up, a luxurious limo with a performance touch.
Well, it's a 1933 Cadillac. It's called a 5-passenger Victoria Coupe, which is an option that was available in 1933. This car actually sat at the Paint Museum in Fort Worth, Texas for 10 years. And then about 7 years ago, that museum closed and they auctioned off the cars, and this one was purchased by the Hendrick company and brought to Charlotte and put in a warehouse, and it's been sitting here ever since. So I decided that I wanted to do a resto rod, and that's what I've done with this one, which is preserving the exterior and the interior of the cars as much as original as possible, and then modernizing the drivetrain so that you can drive it and enjoy it, and it's safer in that it has better brakes and better steering. There's a reason why people coined the term, well, you know, it's a Cadillac, when they're talking about the top of the line in anything. And they worked real hard to make sure that they stayed at the top. And the garnish molding is all out of wood. That wood has crotch mahogany in it, and then it's inlaid with pure silver. The nose of the car has the Cadillac emblem on it, and that Cadillac emblem is 24 karat gold. And these were all things that were standard on the car in 1933. When these cars were built, the whole interior was built around wood so that they could do the structure the way they wanted to do it, but also when they got done that they would be able to put the door panels on and the upholstery, the seats and that sort of stuff. And when you look inside, the rear seat has armrests and it looks like a couch. Staying true to the Cadillac, I wanted to put a Cadillac motor back in it, and so I chose a LSA, which is a supercharged Cadillac motor. It comes in Cadillac CTSV. So this one was 550 plus horsepower. So we got a monster motor. I fixed it so I wouldn't break it. My goal was to make this a sleeper, which is when you walk up on it, it looks completely original. But with closer inspection, you realize that it's modern underneath and a high horsepower motor and has nice conveniences, but still preserve the heritage of the car.
Next on our list of dream rides, a pair of performers from Dearborn.
It's a 1964 Ford Galaxy 500 XL. I've had the car approximately 22 years. I spent the last 7 years restoring it. The car has been completely transformed to look like one I bought brand new in 1964 when I was a teenager. I ordered it from Ford Motor Company. The color is Cascade Green. It is a Ford color, and for a $35 option, you could get it on the XL model. I've converted it to 4-speed, eliminated the AC and the power steering, built the engine. It's the original engine, but built up. The engine has 2 4-barrel carburetors on it, solid lifters. It's aligned, blueprinted. It's approximately 502 horsepower. Had the interior completely redone. It's to look original, but it's been redone. Well, I was working for a Ford dealership at the time. I was in charge of new car make-ready department. And as they came through and I was preparing them for customers, I just fell in love with the style and just enjoyed the car so much when I was younger. And now that I got older, I want to kind of go back in time, I guess, somewhat.
'70 Mustang Mach 1. I've owned it since September of 2012. Back in the mid-'70s to early '80s, I owned a '67 Shelby GT500, which I sold in '88. And I said, well, the Cobra Jets are kind of expensive, but a small block would be nice. So I started hunting around on Auto Trader, and I happened to find this one. '70, they had the same color, but it was special order. They changed it to dark aqua blue. This is one of 171 '70s they made that color. It was a special order in '70. And one of 52, this color with the white interior. I don't drive it all the time. You know, it's not a daily driver.
Stay with us for more dream rides, because when we return, we'll roll out a pair of Oldsmobile 88s that are hardcore classics. We're back in a moment. Dream Rides is being brought to you by Steele Rubber Products, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. Clamp Tight, the clamp making tool. Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radio since 1977. And by Z-Max, the one product for your engine, transmission, and fuel system.
Next year's our 60th year, our 60th birthday for the business, and we manufacture the rubber parts for all the American cars, a large variety of American cars, and you know, we're starting to, you know, see our customers ask for things for RVs and boats and things like that. So we're helping them, just like us, they're hobbyists, and we're helping them fix their vehicles. We have parts that we're the only people in the world that make them. You know, there's you know, parts that we have that, of course, you can, you know, find. And the open house is great. People get a chance to see what goes into making the parts that they're putting on their cars, that they're protecting their investment with. Seeing how it goes all the way from an original piece to a design on a computer, to being cut into metal by hand even, to being molded, packaged, and put in their mailbox.
Now let's look at a pair of classics that actually might have been your father's Oldsmobile.
It's a 1956 Olds 88, and I bought it in 2011 and took it down, everything except the body off the frame. And it took me 2.5 years of spare time and a lot of money and a lot of sweat and a few, not saying bad words, but thinking them. I have put a 455 engine in it that was built by Darrell Diamond, who works for Tidy Racing. It's got a Fat Man front clip under it. I just have installed the Sniper fuel injection, which that's great for anybody that's got a carburetor. The interior was done by Dave's Trim Shop in Morganton, North Carolina. I took it and told him what I'd done. He said, I think I can do it, and he did. When I started the car, I wanted it to look like a 56 Olds. So basically, I did all the body work, painted it and everything, and then what I done, anything that I done to the car, motor, transmission, rear, and whatever, I tried to put it back to where it would have looked like that if they had it put in 56. So I wanted it to look like a 56, but just modernized. And I built the car to be a driver. It actually had a button tough interior in it when I bought it. So it was actually a pretty nice looking car at one time before it went far downhill. It's about ready to just be enjoyed.
It's a 59 Oldsmobile, 88. It's got the original motor in it. I did some of the body work on it, painted it. My buddy cleared it. I bought it with the metal flake on it. But other than that, I haven't done too much work to it. Oh yeah, a lot of people. Especially when you stop to a gas station. A lot of people stop and talk. Curious, everybody thinks it's a Cadillac. The skirts I got, I was at the auto fair and an elder gentleman came up to me and said he had a set because his dad had the same car. And I gave him my address, he sent me the skirts. And other than that, I bought some of the chrome off of eBay. It was missing a little bit of chrome. So I did that. But other than that, it's pretty much the way it was when I got it. Almost 24 foot, barely fits in the garage. Just got about a foot to get around to the back. It wasn't a dream, it was just the kid wanted to sell it, so I bought it. Everything's for sale, but I'd like to keep it. Yeah, I've had a few cars and sold them, but this one here would probably be a keeper. My daughter likes to ride in it, so that's a plus.
We hope you've enjoyed the Steele Rubber Products Open House, but unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this edition of Dream Rides. Next week, we'll be dedicated to drag racing at the East Coast Drag Times Hall of Fame from Henderson, North Carolina. See you then.